I just got out of the theater and I just seen Hokum. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing the name of the film right. Um, I went in the theater knowing nothing about this film, like literally nothing. All I knew was like that the thing with the eyes bulging out was horrifying to me, and I was like, you know what? It's a horror film. I don't need to know anything about it, and this was literally a blind watch for me. So, from what I gathered from the film, the premise essentially is a writer. He's writing a book, he's working on it, and he ends up going to this hotel in Ireland for some time being. While in the hotel, he discovers that it's haunted. Particularly, they talk about a honeymoon suite. He doesn't really get to investigate it very early on. One thing leads to another. There's a suicide attempt, and then now he's doing an investigative report of trying to figure out like what happened to him, why did he attempted to do this, what led to it, who discovered him, and the mysteries that involve around the hotel and the ghosts. Now, this film, I know I did a review on Undertone and the sound within that film, but every film that I've seen subsequently, it seems like there's better sounds and better editing. The sound design in this film alone is God tier. Similar to the film The Grudge, where I'm not necessarily intimidated by the creature or the ghost design or demon design, witch design, whatever you call the entities within the context of this film. What does stand out to me is the sound, the eeriness. You know what's going to happen. So like, is it even a jump scare at that point if I know sound is cueing me in that inevitably is going to happen? And so it was very nerve wracking at time because I'm hearing sounds that are familiar, but also uneasy, like a person moaning or uh, agonizing, like they're speaking out in pain. It means something. It holds weight. It holds something within the context, but it doesn't make sense to me in the time because I'm hearing sounds and I don't know where it's coming from. Um, or what does it mean, right? And the film does a very good job of it. Like, hey, every sound has a significance to it. It has a point to it, and it's kind of like Easter eggs. Like you hear a sound in the film, like you go like, okay, a knock. What's that knock? What's that knocking? Where's the origin of that knocking? Does this knocking have something of a history for this hotel? Does it have history to my own personal trauma? And with that, I thought it was I can't even think of the words to say, but very beautifully craft with the sound, and it really can't be stressed enough. So like, if I were to rewatch this film, definitely either in theaters or with headphones because again the sound design is amazing. Now, as far as the creature design, I said the creature design sucks. Ghost, witch, demon, whatever you call it, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But in combination with the sound, it kind of evens out. Um, I do believe that the plot could have been a little bit tighter. You know, I gave you a brief synopsis of what the film is about, but they definitely couldn't tighten things up a little bit more, especially when we get towards the conclusion. Like they do have a certain color grading throughout the film, and it seems like they abandoned that shit at the end. It reminds me similar of 28 years later, uh, the first one, not Bone Temple, but the first one, how like you have a certain tone and cadence throughout the film, and then it just does a switcheroo. So that last part, it was like, what the fuck are we doing? Now for this film, you know, I eventually have a rating scale. It's not one that I would buy per se, just because like it wasn't very striking with this with the creature design. But I will say it is a film that I think is worthy of seeing again. It's one that I will recommend for other people, very even more so than a recent film that came out, The Mummy. So yeah, I highly recommend that you guys check this film out. If you have already seen this film, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. What do you all think? And as always, you made it to the end of the video, subscribe, and Jaritos on me. Ciao.